take your phone and put it far away from you. Like, don't have it next to your bed because you're too tempted to look at it or it can make a noise. And we as parents that have kids in college, we sleep with it next to us because we're scared. We're going to get a phone call late night, or you want to check and see that they're home safe. So a lot of contradictions happen that make things kind of physically impossible.
All right, this is Jennifer, and I'm coming to you live from our Bring It On studios here in Rumson, New Jersey. We're so excited that you have chosen to tune into us again today. I'm here with my besties, Darian and Farley, and last night I had a dream. I had a dream that we had a epic episode for you guys, and I'm going to manifest that today because I was unpacking it in my subconscious is what I think, because I get really jazzed up every time I get ready to bring up an episode to you guys. And I mean, talking about your dreams is something that I think is so fun. When my kids came in the morning and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Mom, I had the best dream ever last night." And I'm like, "Tell me about it." And they're like, "Oh shoot, wait, was it you or Dad?" I think both of us. And we were on this amazing vacation. And then I lost you and I found you again. And they get so excited about what they dreamt. And it's just such a fun exercise, I think, to go through with your kids, with your friends, about what you dreamt and like how that manifests in the next day and the energy you take on your day when you had a great dream.
Oh, don't you? I love having a good dream. I always, back in the day, I would wake myself up from a dream, and I'd write my dream in a journal. I was always into like journal writing and diaries, and it was so fun to interpret because there's all these books out there that you'd say, "Oh my gosh, I was running, I was getting chased, but I have one that I couldn't run fast, and I don't know why." And then you wake up and you look at this book and you're like, "Oh, okay, I see why. All right, I'm going to fix that." But you can almost manifest things to happen. So I think they're really cool to dissect your dreams and figure out what was going on in my life that made me dream this today.
What about when you wake up and you have a feeling of such an epic dream and you can't remember it, but you can feel like the emotion of what you were feeling, but you can't put it into words? I feel like I have so many dreams where I know it was a great one. And I sometimes wake up and I know I'm having something that I'm really into and I just want to close my eyes and I want to pick up where I left off and then I can't.
I hate that when that happens. You have the best dream. You're like, yes. Wait, the dog barking. You woke me up. Goodness. And you can never go back to where it was.
Oh my God. I've had situations where, and it's just like I've woken my husband up laughing in a dream. I'm like gut-wrenching, belly laughing in the middle of my dream. I'm crying, dying, like hysterically laughing. And John just rolls over and he's like, "Wait, what? I'm like, "Are you kidding? Just having the best time ever in my dream. And now you want me to share what I was dreaming about? And you just ruined it. Come on, don't be a
Was he in the dream
buster."
Was he in the dream?
He's in the dreams a fair amount. I don't want to say all the time, but that dream he was not. It was actually about my sister-in-law and her father like losing something and like her finding it. It was just, it's like, and there's so many dreams I feel like that, like they're almost impossible to explain to somebody who wasn't in your dream or doesn't know the people in your dream. So it's like, I love dreams because like there's such a unpacking of your brain, I fundamentally believe, and they're so personal, right? Like I can never give you an accurate window into what I experienced because A, I was in here, and B, it's in a world that doesn't really exist. I think anything's possible.
Right. And the more you open yourself up to remembering the dream, to going, okay, I know I had a great dream. When I think about it, when I dream a lot, I'll remember it more and more vividly. Like you wake up and it almost tells the whole story. So you try to write it down or tell someone who's next to you. And then all of a sudden there's times where you have no dreams. You're like, I wish I had a really good dream.
Sometimes I can wake up mad at my husband because I had a dream where he pissed me off and I'm like actually mad at him. It's like the weirdest thing. They're powerful.
They are powerful.
And, sometimes it can like almost set the tone of your day. If you had a fabulous dream, you wake up, you feel great. You're like psyched. And if you have a dream where you're like cranky, you could like roll out of the bed on the wrong side. Yeah. And then you're right. Like when I don't dream, I'm like, I want to dream tonight. Or why am I not dreaming? Like I love to dream. I had a dream that literally I think I had for maybe 15 years, and it was the same dream. And it was that I could fly as high as a rooftop. I couldn't fly higher. I couldn't fly like as high as a skyscraper. It was like houses. I could take off running. I would run and I would like flap my arms and I would like fly, like soar. And it was always to get out of trouble. And it was always because like an alligator was chasing me. I was terrified of alligators as a kid. So it was like in my younger stages of like trying to evade the boys that would try to like take my fort from me. And, you know, like my neighborhood, I was always able to fly.
Oh my God, me too.
Like Peter Pan style.
I love that.
Totally. I had a similar, I still have the dream. I have a dream that I can fly and nobody knows. And I'm like trying to keep it hidden, but then I want people to know. So I'll like fly a little bit and then I'll land.
How do you start flying in your dream?
Oh, I just off and I just hover.
Oh, so your arms like mine. I don't have to be running and I have to flap.
That's awesome. I have one.
I just elevate and I can. And then the other thing is like I don't go like you said. Mine's more of like a rooftop height. Like it doesn't go. Yeah. I don't go high. But I will say this. I also have a healthy fear of heights. Like when I ski, and I'm like on a gondola or I'm like on the edge. Like I do not like heights. So I also think that's me like not wanting to be up that high because that height scares the crap out of me. I only want to be like enough that I can see people. So I feel like that's a little bit of like my unpack on my flying because I fly a lot in my dreams. All the time.
I love that because I swing. I swing and I will swing higher than the trees and I'll swing in rooms and I'll spin around these rooms like almost as if like back in the day I would bungee jump all the time. Bungee jump giant bridges and I don't know. It's so weird because I always want to just swing. It's almost as if I'm flying, but you're swinging around the room and you're coming up into the corners, up to the next corner, going up over trees, and it just keeps going. And it's like the best thrill ride, and it's almost on like a bungee, so it stretches out and then it comes back in. Wow! And I always wonder when sometimes I wake up, I'm like, what does that mean? What is my day going to be like? What's in store today?
Well, your life is like a bungee.
And they tell stories. and it tells stories. And
they say that dreams matter. And it's a continuation of thoughts from your day. And that basically we all have 5 dreams a night, whether or not we can remember them or not. And you dream in symbolic patterns. So, you know, if you're stressed, then you might have a dream that you're like running around naked or you're about to take a test and there's no time left in the sand timer.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know, there's a lot of prolific dreams that everybody has, you know, in some form. And a couple of them are like you're back in school.
Oh my God. I have the one that I'm back in school and I forgot to take the class the entire semester and I can't find the class. And I'm looking on campus and I have no idea where the class is. And it's like the final exam and I've never been to class. And it's the most stressful thing. And it's so interesting. My brother and my sister have almost the exact same dream. When I describe this dream to my siblings, they're like, wait, you're like running around the university looking for a class. You can't find it. You're like going up into the stairs, like literally almost identical. It's like, that's to me is like wacky.
I definitely have the one where I never made it to class, which is so anti who I am because I always went to class, but I definitely have that like, oh my God, I have never gone to class this semester and there's a final and I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I never had that one.
We also have, we also have similar parents. Yes. Where that would have never flown.
I'd be grounded if I got a C.
I was like riding dirt bikes with like my brothers and they would always just be behind me and I'm trying to be in front of them and go as fast as I can and they would just blaze by me in my dreams and dirt would go in my face. And
like, Yogi had the same dreams because Yogi never let anybody pass him, the family dog.
And that was you. My subconscious was like, maybe you need to go faster or bigger. I don't know. What does that mean?
And why are my brothers dusting me all the time?
Yeah. Well, it made me faster, though. It made me faster as an athlete because I always had to play the boys' way or I couldn't play at all. And I'm not sitting on the sideline with pom-poms like, go, go. It was, no, go into they would drag me into our squash court and they'd say, okay, here, put this little helmet on and here's a stick and shoot hockey pucks at my face and I'd be the goalie. Like, you want to play football? They'll drill a football at me. This is how you do it. So this is probably what all these little things happen that make me have crazy nightmares back in the day. Like you dream of trophies coming to life and coming at you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I jump in bed with my brothers because they were probably scared too.
Some other really similar ones that everybody has is dreaming that you're with a celebrity.
All the time.
I definitely have had a few of those. And you can't pick it. It's like maybe I'll try to like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to think about this person. So maybe I can't dream about them. And it doesn't work that way.
You just dream about Pat.
It's oh, yes, I definitely. Oh, but it's interesting. Some things manifest in dreams. Some first experiences can happen. I mean, like the wet dream scenario. That's real. Boys experience it, girls experience it. You're not trying to. You're just thinking about something. I mean, it's
oh, listen, sex is mental. Let's be honest. It's not just a physical thing. It's like,
yeah,
it's a mental thing. So, I mean, you have to be able to manifest that.
I mean, reliving it, or visualizing something, graphically in your brain when your eyes are closed and you're sleeping. I mean,
I'm going to try and manifest that right now.
I think I manifested Jeff because one of my good friends, Tina Whalen, maybe you're listening, Tina. So she does all body work, like amazing. She's brought my body back to life, not having to get surgeries. But when you go there, you just feel her energy. And for years, would be on the table. I'm still working with her, and I was single. Right, let's manifest someone for you, because I was getting older and I just kind of never dated. I'd be traveling all the time, and I'm like, okay, I want a guy, and I want him like handsome and just really good person and cool, and someone who wanted to dress up in black ties and rock it out in the city at fancy events. And then, okay, no, we also need him to get super dirty and down and want to go like camping and hiking,
athletic,
and
it needs to be
athletic and get we want him to love the ocean, but most of all, I want him to love my family. So we said it for years and years and years and years.
And the mountains.
And all of a sudden, and be like really into skiing. All of a sudden,
I don't know how she forgot that last.
I meet Jeff, and he's like, oh, I meet this magical guy that walks into my room, and I'm like, oh my God, we fully made this. We made him like come
training
to us.
for an Ironman at that moment, right?
Yeah, but it was amazing. And he's like, oh my gosh. Like the topper was, I'll come visit you after we had spent some time together and we had surfed and talked about skiing. We had mutual friends in common that were guides in Alaska, Harmsy, bless your soul, God rest your soul. And he comes to Seagirt, to our town, and it's Lily's birthday, my niece, and she was turning 7, jumps right on the table and starts scooping ice cream and playing games with all the kids. And I said, oh, and I remember I manifested and has to, like my mom, because she's tough. And all of a sudden he's drinking cocktails with my mom. And I'm like, oh my God, we fully manifested Jeff to the best degree. So you can manifest, you can make things happen.
Oh, we know
and
that.
He's the best guy in the world.
So manifesting is powerful.
Oh,
and you have to believe that you can do it, and you have to talk about it. You have to put it out in the environment. You have to hear yourself say it. You have to have other people hear you say it.
It's like karma.
And I also think, like, back to like what we were saying about dreams, I do think the dreams are trying to give you a hint and a cue as to what you need to remove, like nightmarish, like kind of things. And you're like, ooh, I didn't like the way I felt in that dream. Like, what does that represent? And then the other thing is, like, if there's something that you're like, that really like turned me on, literally, figuratively, whatever, like that's the path that you need to go down. And by accepting what your dreams are trying to tell you is huge, instead of suppressing them and like being like, oh, that was a great dream. Like, no. There's more to the story. Give it a little time, marinate on it, and figure out what you want from it.
Well, if you believe, you receive. So let's say you want to have a dream about a loved one that is no longer with you. If you're open to that, if you're thinking about them, if you're talking about them, if you're sharing stories, you're saying their names, it's highly possible that they're going to come to you in that state because you're open to it.
I see eagles in my dream all the time because when I'm thinking about my dad a lot, I'll have an eagle soaring in Alaska or something, or soaring overhead. I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. How are you? It is to you.
We also dream about problems that we can't fix. It's like a hard thing. If you're really stumbling or you have an issue and it's a roadblock in your life, then it can really come out as a car accident in your dream, or it could come out as your teeth falling out in your dream. So recognize if you have something that is not considered to be the greatest of dreams, it's because you're fixated on something that might be out of your control, and maybe you have to really figure out what that is if it's not glaring at you daily.
And get a dream book, because it literally dissects the dream.
I mean, there are people that are like, skilled, and this is what they made as their career path. So they have studied and have giant studies put together where everybody is, dreaming one of 15 topics for the most part.
Yeah, they're psychotherapists.
And, it's, I'm looking at the list. It's like regular daydreams where you're just dreaming about your normal life. Number 2 is you're back in school. Number 3, celebrity dreams. Number 4, a partner cheating. Number 5, cheating on your partner. Number 6, running late. You just can't catch up. Number 7, having a dream that you're pregnant. And it does not mean that you're going to be pregnant. You want to be pregnant. It means that you could be taking on something new or, being ready to change gears and go in a different direction. I mean, it's symbolism.
Yeah, metaphors.
Yeah, falling into nothingness off of a cliff. Number 9, lost voice, unable to call for help. Number 10, running in the public naked.
I love that one. I mean, so fun.
11.
That would, yeah.
11, teeth are suddenly falling out. 12, you're being chased. 13, power player dreams. You're, like sitting next to somebody at a dinner party. You're a king, you're a queen, you're CEO, CFO, something really powerful. And then the deceased, having an opportunity to run with somebody that you loved once upon a time. And then a dinner party dream where you can kind of put together whoever you want at a table.
I love that because
they're fun.
I love dinner parties. Dinner parties are so fun.
That's a lost art.
It is a lost art.
It really needs to happen again because...
Okay, when are we doing it?
Let's have one.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing a fall fest.
Okay, good.
And
so we do these things.
Yeah, we do. We like dinner parties. Last dinner party that I had, it was great. I have a piano upstairs that never gets used except for my daughter who tries to teach herself. So we had a sing-along piano player guy come. So we never even got up after the dinner. And we ended up singing along with the piano guy.
You bring out your good china that just sits there in the cabinet.
And listen, those are the kind of nights you have the best dreams. What I'd say too is be careful for the screens and what you watch. Like I watched, I'm not a scary movie person.
Me neither.
It makes me crazy. And I watched I Am Legend.
Oh God.
And my dreams for the next week
one of the most terrifying movies ever.
Those are called nightmares.
Terrifying. It was reality dreaming where I took all of the elements of the movie and I literally could not purge it. And I'll probably have another dream like that because right now viscerally I am so jacked up about that concept. So what I would say is if you're somebody who's not having great dreams, just make sure you be careful because of these devices that we have and don't read the news. I even say I don't understand why people watch the 11 o'clock news. Why would you want to end your day on that note?
Unless it was literally happy news only.
There's no happy news.
There's nothing happy.
No, there's nothing happy.
So, and then the other thing is make sure you get yourself into a regular sleep pattern. Try and do the same thing when you tuck yourself into bed at night so you can set yourself up for good dreams. Not that you have to have a perfect dream every night. Some of the nightmares help you shock you into a better reality of what you're dealing with. And okay, I screwed that up in my dream. I'm not going to do that again in real life, right?
I hate the repetition of a nightmare. It's just really, please don't think about it. Don't think about it. Or if you hurt yourself and then you just try to relive it. And I always say, don't relive it. Just try to move on to you're better and you're feeling stronger and you're on the mend or you've surpassed that. And try to send it out into your head before you go to bed, positive affirmations.
My husband, your brother, cannot watch anything that gets his heart rate up. If we're watching anything that's action packed or it's stressful, he is so wound up he has to watch TV after that to calm himself down. So know yourself, right? If you know that you get wound up, if you're watching something that's high energy, high, thrilling, whatever, scary, shooting up movies, that kind of stuff,
gangsta movies,
you're not going to sleep that well.
Wow, and the stimulus on any device, television or other, is just such a not normal cycle of human. Most people aren't in a car chase and having people shooting at them and dealing with 16 different things right before they go to bed. And then the blue light, they don't even know what that does to the brain waves still. So your brain is trying to unpack stuff and you've got all this stimulus, if you're having messed up dreams, just think about maybe that correlation is what I would say too.
Right. Don't look at your phone before you go to bed too. Sometimes it's hard to go to sleep.
Yeah, I saw a guru at like the Tewarton, or not the Tewarton, it was at like the Under Armour championships. And it was a guy that talked about success in life, and sleep is number one. And what he said was, the Uller, which I invested in.
Cold, being
like,
cold.
It's like a nice sheet that it really helps you maintain the same body temperature that you have all night long, so that you're not fluctuating in and out of like a deep sleep. You're like perfectly kept because you're one temperature the whole night. Secondly, they say take your phone and put it far away from you. Like, don't have it next to your bed because you're too tempted to look at it, or it can make a noise. And we as parents that have kids in college, we sleep with it next to us because we're scared. We're going to get a phone call late night, or you want to check and see that they're home safe. So a lot of contradictions happen that make things kind of physically impossible. And then number 3, it was like, when you say goodnight, like shut your eyes and actually like do some counting backwards, count sheep, do something that's relaxing and meditative. Even if it's listening to music that like calms you, or natural sounds. And he said that the most successful individuals are the ones that actually sleep, even if it's only 5 hours. Like, the time of sleep doesn't matter.
No, because it's the
Quality.
The quality. Yes.
Yeah. Quality
It doesn't
sleep.
have to be 8 hours. And then the other thing that I read too about sleep is that you actually can catch up on sleep, because they debated that for a long time. Like,
Cat naps are actually like legit.
very
They want
good.
that. They say that's great. I wish I could. I can't.
Yeah, no, I'm not a napper.
Your head's.
But I do like when I fall asleep and then like wake up and I'm like, ooh, I just had like a little mini dream that was amazing. And I was like, I don't know how long I was asleep, if it was like literally 30 seconds or if it was 15 minutes.
You wonder how much time elapses in the dream, like how long this dream really is, even if you just took a 5-minute cat nap.
Ooh, it sounds like the Girls Gone Gritty should go do like a dream study. That would be so fun.
Or maybe we should go and
Take a nap.
go take a nap.
Maybe we should go take a really good nap.
It's funny how I used to look forward to like going out with you girls and like ready to tear up a night. Now I can't wait to tear up my jammies. Get in my PJs, get in my really chilly bed, and get into that comfortable spot, because like now I really like my sleep, because I think I've perfected it. I've become a good sleeper.
I am not a good sleeper. I have sheet karate all night.
Sheet karate.
Sheet karate. Just
Of course you do.
nonstop. Little dog jumps on my head. I'm like, get off the bed. I have a little dream catcher. The dream catcher in
Dream catcher. My kids have those.
well, it's in Dee Dee's room, not my room.
Oh.
But
Is
I
it the
love.
one I just gave you, the gigantic.
No, I didn't get that. I have a
Oh,
small one.
Oh, I've got the gigantor one.
Wow, which she loves it because she says, "Mom, I'm going to tell my dreams to the dream catcher," and it's like then she goes to sleep. And
I've had Jumanji dreams. Jumanji really affected me, that movie.
That was a great movie.
And
The
honestly,
one with Robin Williams or the new
yes.
one?
No, the one with the
Oh, yeah.
original one.
The original one.
I mean, I've definitely had Jumanji dreams multiple times. And I definitely had a dream as a kid that I re-dreamt. And it's weird. It was that I had like a witch in my room, like stirring a cauldron. And she would always be like taking my blanket and like dipping it in, which would like stress me out as a kid. I almost feel like I had this dream as a little person, and I remember it. And then she would come over with toenail clippers, and she was going to like clip my fingernails and my toenails. And I've dreamt this 1,000 times. I haven't dreamt it since I've become an adult.
Did you ever look up what the clipping of the nails means?
No.
Oh, we should look that up.
But it used to be like religiously she was going to take my blanket away, and it was like a green, big black cauldron with green lava, and she was going to trim my nails. So I must have had a bad.
Who was the witch? Who do you suspect the witch was?
who's the mean person in your life?
Who was this witch in that dream?
I don't know. I mean, I was like a little person. I could like I could stand up in my crib, and I remember like I could like go like this. I could move it by just.
Oh my gosh, the whole crib was probably like boom,
So-
boom, 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 boom.
So my mom told me like later in life that she found my blanket in the corner of the room, and that I had like scooted my crib to the exact opposite side.
Maybe there's a ghost in your house.
Possible.
I don't know. I don't like getting my toenails clipped or my fingernails clipped to this day unless I do them. So maybe I got nicked, or Who knows?
Oh, I love a good mani-pedi.
Oh, like you got a bad nail. Somebody clipped your nails poorly.
Maybe. And it scared me because I was like little and it just like got my skin or something. I don't know. I had a lot of very weird dreams as a younger person. I fell down the stairs of our house and I threw up when I got to the bottom. And I've relived
You're
that.
concussed.
I've relived that. You know, concussions weren't like that big of a thing.
Of course.
But, you know,
No,
I
it
think
makes
that
sense.
probably was my first concussion. And maybe that's why I have an aversion to puke. I have pukophobia. And I can't stand when people throw up, and I can't stand to hear it, see it until I had my own kids.
Because everybody else loves puke. Everybody I know loves puke.
Some
I don't like mayonnaise.
Well, I could puke just at the thought of mayonnaise.
Oh, I could puke if you were
would-
puking.
If I heard,
Oh my God, I might puke thinking about puke.
but as a won't.
Let's watch Farley Barf.
But that
Get the dry heaves, Bar.
that was terrible. Stop it! It makes my mouth water.
How about when I stuck my finger down my friend's throat when she was hammered on the night before her wedding in Montauk?
You could make her feel better, so she'd puke before she.
So she was so glassy, and I was like, just hold on. And I like stuck my finger down her throat. She barfed. And then came out, she food and rallied. And she was great. She wasn't hungover. And you know who, if you're listening, which I don't know if you are, you know who I'm talking about.
That's
That's
one of my
your
worst
friend.
It's a real gritty friend. I love that's Darian being Darian.
I had such pukophobia because of like probably bad puke dreams because of knocking myself out when I was a kid that I recognized that almost every movie has a scene of somebody puking. You would not think it. Now that I've pointed it out, you will notice in most movies, there's always a puker. There's always a puker. I don't know why. I hope that you guys can unsee it the way I hope I could unsee it, but I can't.
But so on that note,
No, don't throw up.
we're gonna send you off with follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
Listen to your dreams. Write your dreams down. Look at the sky and watch the clouds move. And when you go to bed, put that device far away. If you wake up with a really fun dream, share it. Manifest someone in your life like I did, and
Manifest anything great in your life.
anything great.
Go have yourself a wet dream tonight if you want.
Hey now.
Hey now.
You know, try to think about what you really want to dream about before you go to bed, and sometimes it actually does happen. So we wish.
I know what I'm dreaming tonight.
Oh, I don't know. After I watch like Gladiator or Viking Valhalla or any of those, I pretend I put myself back in that time frame. I like those dreams.
I'm gonna dream about knee-deep powder.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We
Well,
hope you guys have a good one.
Yeah.
Great dreams.
We'll
Wrap
talk
it up.
soon.
Nighty night. Thank you, Trend. The Girls Gone Gritty. Peace.
Sweet dreams.